Good morning, people. Well, maybe it's afternoon. Either way, I'm here over at my neighbor's house stealing their leaves. It's my evil laugh. No, I'm not really stealing them. They have a bunch of leaves. I think there's an ash tree that's right here. Look at this thing. Freaking huge. And there's one right back there too. And I took my blower, I blew it all over the place, got in nice little areas to be able to mulch up. This is the gold stuff you want to use in your garden, orchard, whatever you want for mulch. And what I'm doing today is I'm actually going to take these leaves and break them down. What I've done in the past is I've taken the lawnmower and mowed over it, and it's mulched it up pretty good, but the problem is it doesn't really do that good of a job. So I went and I purchased a Worx Leaf Mulcher. This is the Worx. It's pretty easy to put together. Comes with legs that you put on, and then you put the motor on, which has these nice plastic strings here, and then you put this on the top of that. Before we put it all together, it's pretty easy. Bag like this, stick it in the center, ta-da. So I got the bag in, then we put the motor on, then we put that on. Make sure that it's overlapping on the plastic bag. And we take this guy, line up these little latches, latch on, latch on, latch on, and last one. Then we run power to it, turn it on, and throw the stuff in there. In order to replace this, you have to pull straps out, pull it out like that. To replace it, you just take this and go underneath that area. It should go right through. Make sure that it is equal on both sides when you pull it up. And then you go through this hole that is off to the side and pull it through. Do that for both sides. And that's how it's replaced. Oh, and also do it while it's unplugged. That's a very important part, just in case somebody presses the on button. Have it plugged in over there. Coming across here. It's a 2-prong, not a 3-prong, to be able to plug in. And you just loop this on the back. Technically, you go through this hole, loop it around the back so that this extension cord stays in place when you're moving it around. It is in the off position because it has a 0 there. And all you have to do is pull it out to turn it on. There it is. All right, gonna start doing this stuff now. Okay, I've moved to the orchard where I started to mulch, and I got all of these mulberry leaves from a neighbor, and he had them in a bunch of bags, but they were already starting to decompose and rot. So this is unmulched leaves, and here in the bag, this is what it looks like when it is broken down. So you can see there's a big difference. What's the sucky part about the Worx leaf shredder? You can't overfill it. If you overfill it, it cuts down the little plastic mulchers and they go down really, really quick. The other thing, if you have any twigs, thin twigs, kind of like this, that go into the mulcher, it will just stay in there and get beat up, and it will shred up your little plastic. See, these little twigs, destroys it. So if at all possible, if you're able to just take leaves and put it in there, it should be good. Now, the other downside is wet leaves. If the leaves are wet, which is what most of these are, which is why I just spread them out over the orchard instead of mulching them, let them dry out. But if they're wet, you'll have issues, and it won't mulch them down very well. So needs to be dry to be able to mulch down. If it is dry and it is just leaves, it works great. If you have wood sticks or anything, it really shortens these. These get short here. They only mulch to this area, and then you have leaves that stack up along the edge and twigs get stuck here, and it doesn't drop down in. So I think it helps with mulching it by going around and around. But if you fill up this whole entire area here with just leaves, it'll suck it down relatively quick, but sometimes it'll get jammed. And that means that these are a little too short, or you have sticks in there, or it's wet. But beyond that, it works really well. It takes a little bit more time, but you're helping get the compost breakdown that is desired by running it through this machine. So I like it. I'm glad I bought it and put it to good use. But now you can see in the orchard, we have leaves everywhere. It's about 2 or 3 inches. This is from 2 different neighbors and also the orchard. One more thing I want to talk about, and that is how this thing collapses. It is awesome. The legs come out of here, right here. They come out of here. You flip it upside down. You can put the black tray, sits perfectly on top of it, and then you take the trimmer part, the motorized part, put it on top and stick these inside, fully collapsible, and takes up 1/3 of the size, which is awesome. So I hope this summary helps. It is worth the money, I think. It cost $120 for this thing. I don't use it very much. It's electric, which I love. I don't have to start it with gas or an electric starter to be able to get the thing going. It works really well. I wish there was a more permanent solution, maybe cables in there that are metal instead of plastic, but then that would be just a safety hazard. And that would be fine though, I think, as long as it's useful. And is it useful? Yes, I feel that it's useful. So I'd highly recommend getting this Worx Leaf Mulcher. I think that's what it's called. Either way, hope this information was beneficial for you. If not, sorry, that just sucks. But have a great day.